All right, I'm getting packed up for a 10-day trip on the Florida Adventure Trail. I'm going to be camping the entire time, so I figured it'd be a good time to show you exactly what I'm packing. So stay tuned. It's the fat baby. All right, I'm gonna try to show you all this the simplest way I can. So we're just gonna do one bag at a time. I don't carry a whole lot, I never do. Well, sometimes we do. You see some of our camping trips, me and Timmy. Unfortunately, Timmy's not going on this trip. We do have a special guest, but this is what I'm packing for myself. So we're just gonna start with this side bag here. This is my ground sheet for my tent and a cover for my bike. It's really a ground sheet too, but I use it to cover my bike with, so that's what that is. All right, so we're gonna open this bag up and I'm just gonna pull stuff out of here and show you. Now this is kind of counterproductive because I done packed it, now I'm unpacking it to bring it to y'all, and then I got to pack it up again. So that's kind of crazy, but I figured y'all might be interested in it. I know I like this kind of stuff, but I always carry this, and what this is, just some duct tape, zip ties, JB Weld. I carry that every day I ride the bike. So you got that in that bag. I keep my sleeping pad, the Nemo, baby, keep it in this side. And the reason I do some of this stuff is try to balance out the weight a little bit. Got my pillow, Trakeology pillow. Extra GoPro supplies, it's like mounts and stuff like that. Well, this is actually the first aid kit. I'm sorry. This is my little made up first aid kit in a GoPro container. This is my GoPro accessories. This is just extra memory cards, just different things like that in case something breaks on the helmet. Hey, gotta make YouTube videos, it's part of it. And that pretty much is it for this bag. And now we'll move on to the other side, and then I'll show you the top bag last. All right, now in this bag on the non-exhaust side, I'm not gonna break into the bag too much because it's this clothes, but I will tell you what clothes I'm bringing so you get an idea of what it's like for 10 days on the trail. All right, on this side, on top of the bag, I got a 10 by 10 tarp. Now you ask yourself, what's this tarp for and why do I carry such a big tarp? This is now dubbed AKA the Timmy tarp. If you get pour down rain on, you can pull over on the side of the road, pull this thing over you real quick, keep yourself from getting soaking ass wet, which helps a lot. And not only that, they come in handy at camp when it's raining, even if it's drizzling. Got you a nice big area to sit up under. So I highly recommend a tarp. I know you can get cheaper ones or more expensive ones that are tinier. You don't really need that. This works just fine. Trust us, we do this all the time. Now I'm gonna open this bag up partially here. And what I keep inside the dry bag over here is one thing, is my battery packs. Now what this is for is keeping my cell phones charged, keeps my cameras charged. I don't have to do a bunch of GoPro batteries. I got about 6 or 7 big battery packs in here. When they die out, I charge them off the bike. That's a dispersed camping life. When you're doing YouTube videos, you got to keep power on them or you can't bring the videos out to y'all. Now, if we do happen to stay in paid campgrounds, I can charge stuff back up that way. And unfortunately, with the Florida trip that's coming up on this one right here, we're going to definitely probably have to do that because Florida don't have as much dispersed camping. That's just the way it is. So that's a good bit of weight, but it's necessary for these YouTube videos. Now in my dry pack inside of this bag here, I just got my clothes. Now what I'm taking, 5 pairs of underwear, 2 shirts, well 3 shirts, 3 t-shirts, 2 pairs of athletic shorts. I'm taking thermal bottoms and thermal tops. And you'll see why in a minute why I'm taking those thermals, because if it gets down a little chilly, I'm not taking a big sleeping bag on this trip, and you'll see exactly what I'm sleeping in. And I'm taking my riding jerseys, 3 of those, my boots, helmet, pants, that's it. I'm not taking very many clothes. If they get dirty, I'll wash them in a creek or take them to a washerette. It's that simple. So that pretty much is everything inside that bag. Now we'll move on to the top bag. All right, before we move on to this top bag, there's a few things I forgot to mention. In this bottle holder right here, I just keep a 20-ounce water bottle. I use that for drinking around camp. In this bottle holder, I got some chain lube and some of my tools. I keep the rest of my tools, my air pump, some zip ties, stuff like that in that tool tube. I'm also gonna be carrying an extra hydration pack on this trip. This is 2 liters. I'm gonna strap that to the bike somewhere. I keep one of them on my back all the time, but hey, it's Florida, it's gonna be hot. I need to drink a lot, so just carrying an extra 2 liters on this trip. Now let's move on to that top bag. For my use, this top bag is very important. I love the side bags, but I keep a lot of stuff in here just to make the whole trip a lot easier packing and unpacking. So the first thing I carry on top of this bag this trip is gonna be my Seekway water shoes, because I'm gonna do a lot of exploring, a lot of swimming. These are like wearing tennis shoes. They just dry out quicker, a lot easier. I'll also be taking my flip-flops, of course, No tennis shoes, nothing like that. Once we open this bag up, I got my water filtration system. I carry this on every single trip. Never know when you're gonna need it. It's Florida. It's gonna be 80, 90 degrees the whole time. Definitely need to drink a lot of water. If I can filter it out of anything, I definitely will. Plus it's fun. I just now picked this up, this little backpacking towel. That's gonna come in handy for a lot of things, for taking baths, swimming. It'll dry off easy and the towel will dry out quick. This little bitty bag right here, this is just a sleeping bag liner. It's in a dry bag. So I'm not taking a sleeping bag on this trip because it's gonna be 65 to 70 degrees at night. I think I'll do just fine with this. Make it a lot simpler packing up in the morning. 10 days on and off the bike, you got to make this life simple. Trust me, if you've never done it, even for 5 days, you got to make it as simple as possible. This helps out a lot. In this bag right here, another dry bag, got my flashlight, my headlamp, tent light, the good old grumpy pump, because you got to be able to blow your air mattress up and stoke the campfire. And I got some fire sticks in here too for helping start the fire. Because Timmy ain't going, so I got to do the stuff on my own this time. This right here, this little bitty bag, I'm not gonna break it out for you, but this is a bug net for your head. Trust me, if you go down to the lower part of Georgia or Florida, definitely take one of these things with you because the gnats will drive you absolutely freaking insane. I may look weird on camera when I'm filming with this, but trust me, I'll be a lot better than doing this the whole time. Just trust me on that. So if you go down the lower part, need that. Carrying an extra pair of gloves, moto gloves, no street gloves on this trip because I don't like them. I got my camp chair, just a good old Walmart camp chair. It's kind of heavy. This thing is sturdy like a rock. Of course, I got my good old Magellan tent, taking that. Got an emergency blanket, you never know if it gets a little chilly, with my little sleeping bag liner. Thanks, Doc. Put that in there. Bug spray, like I said, the gnats will bug you, but the mosquitoes is gonna be tough too, so you gotta have bug repellent. Probably need to carry that on every trip. Got wet wipes. I always keep these in here because if you don't have a bath, don't have a shower, take your whole bath, wipe them nuts off, you'll be good to go. Got some paracord, rain poncho. This thing stays in here all the time. A good old DG Dollar General bag. I need me about 10 more of these because these just come in handy for taking your trash off in the morning. A little bit of trash I'm gonna have, I'll be right there. And my cooking set stays in this bag all the time. I never leave without it. If we use the Grumpy Grill or I cook breakfast, whatever, it's always there in case I need it. Now, something I did fail to mention, on this bag on the side of the bike here, I actually keep my food in there. I do batteries on one side and food on the other, and it don't always stay the same. I just, whatever balances out the weight. Because the clothes don't weigh much, everything I keep in the other bag don't weigh much. So I put batteries on one side, a little bit of food I carry on the other side. And the food I carry for a trip like this to start out, a couple cans of chicken, pre-made chicken, maybe some grits, and that's pretty much it. Because there's grocery stores everywhere. I'm just gonna supply as I go. Because you don't need to carry food for every day for 10 days. I mean, it's America. Let's be real about it. So I try to keep it real light. You see I don't take a whole lot. Some people in the comments I know is gonna say, hey, you can go lighter, you can go less bulky, do a hammock, do whatever. Me and Timmy have tons of experience with this stuff. I've never been on a 10-day trip, so I will be honest about that, but we have been on 5-day trips, 2 and 3-day trips, a bunch of times. We're pretty proficient. Sometimes we carry too much, that's because we wanna have fun. Moto camping is about having fun, doing the venture you wanna do. Now you don't have to suffer through that. You don't have to get the minimalist amount of stuff where you're uncomfortable. When I sit down at night after I get off this bike, I wanna be comfortable. This stuff makes me comfortable. And don't make me overpack. Simple as that. And that's pretty much it. That's what I'm packing for 10 days on the Florida Adventure Trail, aka the FAT. It's gonna be a little over 2,000 miles from the time we leave here in Anderson, South Carolina to the time we return. So the trail itself is 1,200 miles. If you want more info about that, follow along in this journey. I think it's gonna be a good one. Probably gonna be a trip of a lifetime almost for me because I don't get a lot of time to do stuff like this. And that's pretty much it. As always, appreciate y'all watching. If you hadn't already, hammer the shit out of that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be alerted when new content comes out. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Well, Greg and Doc's about to go on a 10-day moto adventure trail, and I hope they have oh God, sorry y'all.